Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Karina from Paradigm Thrifts, and today's video is actually my last video of 2021. I thought it would be fitting if today's video was also in collaboration with a bunch of other resellers. We are all students of Becky Park on Poshmark. You have probably seen some of my other collaboration videos with this wonderful group of people. We try to put out videos every single month, and so this month we are sharing our 21 best sales of 2021. Definitely check out everybody else's channels. You will be gaining such a huge variety of information from all of these videos because none of us are super similar in the way that we sell. I think that you'll be able to learn a lot about clothing, about hard goods, about a bunch of different platforms. There are even some sellers in Canada, so if you are a reseller in Canada, you can learn some tips from them as well. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and then head over to the description to check out everybody else's videos as well. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, we are all students of Becky Park on Poshmark, and that means that we all took her YouTube for Resellers online course. We were all part of her mentorship group, and we all still continuously support each other and chat over on our Facebook group. So if you are somebody who has been thinking about trying out YouTube as a reseller, I highly recommend checking out her course. I will also link that down below. Not only will you be learning from one of the goats in the reseller community over on YouTube, but you'll also be joining our community over on Facebook, and I cannot even tell you how many great friendships I've been able to make just from that course and how supportive and helpful everybody is. It's not just Becky giving us her tips, it's also everybody else sharing what they've learned along the way. So it's definitely been a huge help in me being able to be consistent here on YouTube. So if YouTube is something that you guys want to try in the new year or sometime in the future, definitely check it out. Alright, so now I'm going to be sharing with you guys my 21 best sales of 2021. These sales are going to be from 4 different platforms: Poshmark, Mercari, eBay, as well as The RealReal. Now in 2021, I had my highest total annual sales to date as a reseller, and I was also able to break my highest single sale record actually a few times. So I'm really excited to share these items with you, and I hope you guys enjoy today's video. So I'm going to be starting from lowest to highest, and so the platforms that these items sold on might be a little bit jumbled, but I'll let you know exactly what platform they sold on. Anyway, enough jabbering, let's get into the sales. So the first few that I'm going to share are on Poshmark. Actually, a majority of the sales that I made were on Poshmark because that is my main platform. So the first item that I'm going to share with you guys today is this Black Halo Sambora sheath dress in Twinkle Blue. This was new with tags, and it sold for $120 on Poshmark, minus Poshmark fees and all of that. I honestly don't remember where I got this dress from, but it sold in February of this year. I didn't even take pictures of it. I'm like looking at my listing now. I didn't even upload any like actual photos. I only use stock photos. Don't do that. Don't be me. Be more responsible about your listings and post actual photos. I have no idea why I didn't post anything, but it still sold for a very good price. I actually found another Black Halo piece in my last thrift haul of 2021. If you guys haven't checked that video out, I will link it up above right here. I'm having a giveaway over on that video, so definitely watch that video and join in on the fun. But Black Halo is a great brand. If you ever find it, I highly recommend picking it up. Some of the pieces can be sold for a good amount. This item in particular retailed for around $345, so a little less than half off, but still a great deal. My next sale was another new with tags dress. This was an Alice McCall gold for her fringe midi dress. I remember exactly where I got this dress. I bought this back in the beginning of the year in San Diego at one of my favorite consignment stores. They were having like a 70% off sale, and I'm pretty sure I scored this dress for around $30-ish. This is my first time ever finding this dress. I still haven't found it again since then, but I was really excited because it was a gorgeous, gorgeous dress. It was also new with tags. This sold for $125, and I thought it was gonna sell for a little bit more because I think there's some pieces from this brand that can do really well, but I'm still happy with that sale. It wasn't as big of a profit as I thought I was gonna make, but hey, I'm not gonna be greedy, but I hope I find this dress in the future again. The next item that sold is a pair of jeans, and I actually shared these jeans with you in one of my hauls. It was a designer and denim haul. I will link that up above if you guys want to go watch it. But it was this pair of redone denim Originals 70s stovepipe high-rise jeans in shadow blue. And I remember seeing this pair of jeans hanging on the wall at a Crossroads, and I think it was only like $30 or maybe even less than that, and I like ran to an employee to ask if they could take it off the wall for me to buy it. This sold so fast within like a couple of days for $125. After the Poshmark fee, that leaves me with like $100, I'm pretty sure. But Redone is one of my favorite brands of denim to sell, so I was very excited to find this. I don't find this brand too often, but this one sold really fast. It is one of their more popular styles. This sold in October, so it was a pretty recent sale, still in Q4. Very, very happy with that whole haul that I got these jeans in. Most of those pieces did pretty well. The next item that was sold in April, and it was this pair of AS98 leather boots. These are the Sicily leather basket weave ankle boots. I found these at my local Goodwill, I believe for around $20. This was my first time finding this brand as well. I just looked it up while I was in the store because they looked like they were really good quality, and they ended up selling for $135. I remember when the buyer accepted this order, they left me a love note when they accepted their order and said that it was a gift for her mother and her mom really liked it, so that made me extremely happy. I love being able to give these clothes and shoes and accessories another life and sell them to somebody who's really gonna enjoy them. But these sold for $135, and like I said, that was my first time finding this brand. I have yet to find it again, but I will definitely keep my eye out for these. Next, it was another recent find. This sold on November 24th, and I believe this sold in one of my Black Friday sales. It was this Johnny Was blue cashmere silk embroidered kimono cardigan. This thing was beautiful. This was actually in the intimate section of my Goodwill, and it wasn't marked high at all, but this sold for $150. It did sell in a bundle, I believe. I don't remember what else it sold with, but I still made a pretty good profit off of this. This next item is another item that sold during Black Friday, and it was this Spell and the Gypsy dress. I found this in San Diego in my most recent trip down there, and this sold in a bundle. I was running a 50% off sale, I'm pretty sure. So the listing says that it sold for $300. I actually made $150 on this dress, but it was the Spell and the Gypsy babushka lavender mini play dress. Yes, I could have held out for more, but honestly, $150, I think I paid like $14 for this dress. I would take that any day. Again, this is another listing where I didn't take actual photos. I'm not sure why I didn't. I think it sold before I could take any photos, but I wanted to get it listed anyway. But yeah, Spell is a great brand. It is definitely a BOLO brand. It's one of those brands that I think doesn't really matter the style. You can typically get a good return on any of the pieces that you can find. Alright, so now I'm transitioning over to Mercari for my next couple sales. This first sale from Mercari, you guys probably remember from my last collab video that we did. It was a $50 thrift challenge, and it was the pair of Sorel boots that I found. So these were the Sorel Lola Tall waterproof leather boots in mustard. These are apparently like a rare style from Sorel, so these definitely did really well. Even after these sold, I had a few people message me and ask me like where they sold because they wanted to buy them, and I was like, well, if you snooze, you lose. They sold for $150 plus shipping. This sale was the only reason I was even close to beating anybody in that competition, but at the end of the day, I did not win. It's totally okay though. It was so much fun, and I still made a pretty good sale out of it. Sorel is one of my favorite brands to sell. I actually sold a pair just a couple days ago, so I was not mad at that. The next sale on Mercari also sold for $150, and this was a dress by NBD, which is a brand that's typically sold on Revolve. This was the Risha mini dress. I bought this dress actually on The RealReal with some credits that I had for consigning with them, and it sold so quick. Not all NBD does well, especially this line, which is X by NBD, which for me in the past has usually sold for less, but this is probably one of the highest NBD sales that I've ever made. But I love this dress. It was gorgeous. The person who bought it told me that she was using it for her bachelorette dress while she was going to Vegas, which I thought was totally fitting. This dress was gorgeous. I wanted to keep it, but at the time I think we were still in the middle of the pandemic, there was absolutely nowhere for me to wear it to. This dress sold in May of 2021. There are some really good deals that you can find on The RealReal. I just actually recently did another video sharing some of the pieces that I sourced on there. They do run sales occasionally, so if you guys are looking for a little bit more like higher end items, definitely check them out because you can use coupons sometimes, and it's a great way to find inventory that you might not necessarily find at your local thrift. The last sale that I'm going to share from Mercari was actually not clothing or accessories. It was my Dymo printer that I sold because I purchased a Rollo instead, but I sold this one for $166 and I sold it with a few rolls of labels. It's funny because I really didn't expect that it was going to sell for that much, but I was happy because it kind of gave some money back in my pocket for me to purchase a new printer. I found another Dymo 4XL label writer at Goodwill a few weeks ago, and it is currently listed on my Poshmark and on my Mercari. I know that I'm a total advocate for Rollo now, but if you need a label writer and you don't want to pay full price, you can check out my closet, send me an offer, and I'll most likely accept it. Alright, now moving on to eBay, I only have one sale that I want to share with you guys on there. My eBay game was not great in 2021. I didn't sell that much, but that's going to change in 2022. You guys can hold me accountable for this. I definitely want to step up my eBay game. I see so many people just killing it on there, and I want to kill it too. So I'm gonna put more of my focus on eBay rather than on Poshmark, because I just feel like there's a lot more potential on there to make better sales. Anyway, this sale was a jacket. It was actually a vintage Prada women's zip-up hooded puffer jacket. This sold for $150 plus free shipping. And I had this jacket, I think it was listed at like $60 on Poshmark just because of all the price drops that I had done, and nobody bought it. But for some reason, somebody paid full price for it on eBay, which I'm so thankful for. But I'm really glad that this jacket found a good home. I paid $20 for this over at my local Goodwill. Sometimes I find some crazy good gems at my Goodwill. Sometimes it's a bust, but I was very happy with this sale. All right, now we're gonna move back to Poshmark, and the next sale was this 3-piece set from the brand St. John. It was this red color block 3-piece knit wool set, and this thing was so cool. I thought it was such a unique piece. I did pay up quite a bit. I think I paid around $35, maybe even up to $40 for the whole set, but it ended up selling for $159. This sold in May of this year. And when it comes to St. John, I have started to be a little bit picky about what I pick up from that brand. Yes, it is a very high retailing brand, but I only pick them up if I can find matching sets, whether it is like a jacket and a shirt, or a jacket and a skirt, or a top and a skirt, or even like a 3-piece set would be like the best, most ideal thing to pick up. I do sometimes have to pay up a little bit for it, but some of the returns can be worth it. The next two items are shoes. The first one is this pair of Red Wing boots. These were men's, and I don't pick up men's often. I don't sell too much men's, but if I find something like this, then I definitely have to. I found these at Goodwill. I paid, I think, $50 for these, so I did pay up for them, but they ended up selling for $160. They were brand new and in excellent condition, so I knew that they were gonna fetch a pretty high sale price. And I'm very happy about these. If I ever find this brand again, I'll definitely pick it up. As long as they're in good condition though, I don't mind paying up, because like this sale proves I can sell them for a pretty good amount. The next pair of shoes was this pair of Tory Burch boots. I found these at Nordstrom Rack, and I'm pretty sure they were marked incorrectly because they didn't have like the brand on the tag, but they were only $20. They ended up selling in 2 days for $170, and this was like one of my favorite sales of this year just because it happened so quick. It was such a cool find, and it was such a pretty pair of boots. These sold in October. I don't remember if I said when the Red Wing shoes sold, but they sold in July. This next item was probably one of my favorite pieces that I sourced this year. Part of me wishes that I held on to it, but I know I never would have worn this. But it was this Christian Dior patchwork quilted jacket. I had never seen anything like it. Honestly, my jaw dropped when I saw it at the store. This was marked up at Goodwill. It was priced at $40, but I could not leave it. I had to have this piece. It was just so unique. There were no tags inside, but the whole inner lining said Christian Dior on the inside. And this piece sold for me for $185 on Poshmark. I probably could have sold this for more if I held on to it, but honestly, it was just so beautiful, and I'm so happy that I just got to even pick that piece up. And this item sold in May. Speaking of Dior, I actually sold another jacket over on The RealReal for the same price, $185. This was a vintage blazer. It was black. I'm not sure if this was men's or women's. They listed it as women's, but to me it was kind of more of a masculine shape to it. This also sold in May, so these sold around the same time. I have no idea what was happening during May, why Dior was so popular, but apparently everybody wanted a Dior jacket. I was not mad at the sale at all. I haven't been sending much into The RealReal. I actually haven't sent anything into them in a few months, but I'm hoping to send more because actually some of my highest sales came from that platform. And despite the large percentage that the platform takes, I still made some crazy good profits from selling to them. The next item that sold was a dress from the brand Herve Leger. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I found this over at another consignment store in Portland. It had no tag in it, but I knew that it was this brand because of the care tag inside. So if you see something that looks promising and it doesn't have a tag inside, make sure you're checking the entire garment to make sure that there's no signs or anything of any other brand. I familiarized myself with this brand's RN number, so I knew that it was authentic. This dress was the Herve Leger Raquel light pink bandage dress. This is like one of their classic styles. It is a little bit older, but I think that it was such a classic piece that it was still pretty desirable. And this sold for $190. Which is crazy to me. I did add that it was as seen on Miranda Kerr, I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not sure if that had anything to do with why it sold, but I was very, very, very happy with this sale. The next sale that I want to share with you guys was a dress. It was actually a dress that I got in a Luxe box from my girl Ty, aka Luxe Huntress over on Instagram. I bought this box though, I think when I first moved to Oregon. So I had it for quite a while. It sold almost 2 years later on The RealReal for $200, which I think is crazy. I talked to some other resellers who had sold that same exact dress, and it did not sell for quite as high over on other platforms. So I was very excited to know that that piece did very well for me over on The RealReal, and that item sold in May. So yeah, it almost took about 2 years for that item to sell, but I'm glad that it did. Jumping back to The RealReal, another Dior piece sold, and it was this Dior robe that I actually purchased from another reseller. They were selling all of their inventory because they were getting out of reselling, and so I was able to get like kind of like a higher end luxury bundle from her. I don't remember exactly how much I paid, but I ended up sending this into The RealReal, and it sold for $220. I don't think I was expecting that high of a sale, but I was very surprised and very happy about it. Before 2021, my highest sale to date was a pair of Christian Dior snow boots, and so all of the Dior sales that happened this year were actually higher than that original sale, which made me really happy. Dior has been one of my best selling brands, just like in terms of dollar amount, and I know that it's a designer brand, so that's kind of expected, but I don't know what it is. I don't own anything from Christian Dior myself. It is one of my dreams to one day own something from that brand, but it holds like a really special place in my heart because for a long time it was my highest selling brand, and after this year it's just added to the list of the best selling brands for my business. Again, hopping back over to Poshmark, this next sale was actually an item from one of my consignment clients, and this item sold in November. It was this Burberry Brit tan quilted puffer jacket. This item sold for $220 on Poshmark. With my consignment clients, I do split the profit 50-50 for anything that sells over $100. So even though I paid my client out a good chunk of money, I still profited a pretty good amount. This jacket was gorgeous and it sold so quick. If you guys saw my thrift haul from San Diego, I found a Burberry trench coat. I still don't have it listed because it has some stains on it, so I definitely need to get that up because I think it'll sell sell for a good amount as well. My last sale on Poshmark and my highest sale to date on Poshmark was another item from another consignment client. This was a Gucci diaper bag, and funny thing is, when I was doing the closet clear out for this consignment client, I saw this bag and I originally wasn't gonna pick it up because it did have some damage on the bottom. It was also a little bit dirty on the inside, and I just wasn't sure if it was gonna sell. She ended up convincing me right before I left to just take it and see what I could get for it, and I'm so glad that she did that because, like I said, it ended up being my highest sale to date on Poshmark. This bag sold for $320, and again, I did pay my client 50% of that, but still, I was so shocked that this bag sold for so much considering the damage on it, but I'm so happy that I ended up taking it. Now, my last sale and the highest sale that I made in 2021 was actually over on The RealReal, and that's why I say I kind of want to focus on sourcing more items to send into them because I've seen some of my highest sales on this platform. This item I actually found at my local Goodwill, and I was not sure of its authenticity just because it was marked at like I think $3 or something. And like I said before, luxury just is not my specialty. I have very minimal knowledge on whether things are authentic or whether things are like a good buy, but I took the risk on it since it was priced so low, and it was this Chanel vintage sweater. I just sent this into The RealReal because, like I said, I wasn't sure of its authenticity and I wanted them to kind of deal with it. Well, it ended up being authentic, and this piece sold for $381.50. After the discounts and all of the fees and everything, I was paid out $228.90. This sold in October. It was my highest sale I've ever made on The RealReal, the highest sale I've made on a single item, I believe. That was clothing. It definitely deserves a spot on this list because it was my biggest profiting sale as well. I mean, $3 into $228 after fees is crazy, and I'm so thankful for that. So that is it for my 21 best sales of 2021. This year was crazy. Honestly, I'm so thankful and I'm so proud of myself for all the work that I put in this year to make it my highest total annual sales ever, and I'm hoping that next year is even better. So I want to know what your guys' best sale was of the year. Leave that down below in the comments, and then make sure you guys are checking out everybody else's videos. Give this video and everybody else's video a thumbs up. If you guys are not already subscribed to my channel, please consider doing that. I am going to be taking a break, I think, in the month of January. I may put up one video or two. We'll see how long I can stay away, but I'm hoping to kind of take a break and recollect myself, give myself a good game plan for the rest of the year. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great new year, and I will see you guys soon.